Welcome to Charlotte, North Carolina, Bank of America Stadium, and the Duke's Mayo Classic. This ought to be a fantastic showdown and just the flavor every college football fan can't wait for. Hello and welcome, everyone, to a game that we've been eagerly awaiting. As we'll see, the number 15 team in the country, the Oregon Ducks, taking on the 6th-ranked team in the land, the Penn State Nittany Lions. 3A Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, joined here in the booth by a couple of legends, and yes, we do use that term loosely. David Pollack from the University of Georgia and former Gator Jesse Palmer. Guys, let's get down to the field. The Ducks have been waiting and finally the moment is coming and the opening of the season. That ball scoots through the back of the end zone, and it'll be a touchback. Quarterback making adjustments. Back in motion, try to clear the picture. Starts a drive, trying to go up top. Oh, he's going to go up top. And that'll be incomplete. They tried to hit him with a big one on first down. Guys, let's think big picture for a minute and talk about Penn State. They lose in the semis last year. Any potential for a hangover this season?
I don't think so, and I think they obviously didn't finish last season the way they wanted to, but having the success they had, David, that opened the eyes to a lot of portal players around the country. They wanted to come here knowing they could build on that and take the next step.
And sometimes it takes those steps, Jesse. Like, you've got to crawl before you walk, and this team, they tasted it. They know what it feels like. They know what it's like to be in the playoffs, and they want more. And they get to take some anger out and some hard feelings out today to start this season.
Here's the snap, itching to fire downfield. Quickly out on the screen to the wide receiver. He ended up losing yardage on the play, and that'll bring up 4th down. The Nittany Lions will try to pin them back with the punt. They'll have to boot it away for the first time tonight. He was working his way toward midfield, but they'll stop him at the 46-yard line. with Charlotte, North Carolina, Bank of America Stadium, and the Duke's Mayo Classic. This ought to be a fantastic showdown and just the flavor every college football fan can't wait for. Hello and welcome everyone to a game that we've been eagerly awaiting. As we'll see, the number 15 team in the country, the Oregon Ducks, taking on the 6th-ranked team in the land, the Penn State Nittany Lions. For EA Sports College Football, I'm Reese Davis, David Pollack, and Jesse Palmer with me. Guys, it's time to get it going. The Ducks' long wait is coming to an end as they'll put a foot to it and the season will get underway. He wisely lets that one bounce through the back of the end zone, and they'll take over at the 25. Back in the old days when they used to kick it back and forth just to play defense? Is that what we're doing here? Wants to return it. He gets a block. Really nice job all the way around. Got a few blocks, made a couple of moves, and a good return on that one before he's pushed out of bounds. From the gun, they'll try to impose their will. Makes that one pay off, and they finally get him down at the 38. It'll be first down. They moved the chains on the ground last time. Let's see if they try to hit him up top. Might as well give it to him again. And there was nowhere to go, just stopped in his tracks in the backfield.
Nice job by this defense creating that negative play. That's what all defenses want to do. But look at this. This offense, they ain't scared. Right back on the ball, ready to run another play, ready to make this defense work.
Caught behind the line. It's Hodges. He is stopped behind the line of scrimmage. They'll lose yards on that one.
That's a great example of the defense there tackling the catch. As soon as the big fella caught the ball, down he went, not picking up the first.
On 3rd and long, you'll need to push it downfield. He's got the back in the middle. The stop is made right at the 36-yard line. The defense coming up big on 3rd down. On 4th down, going to the air. And it's incomplete, and this defense makes a 4th down stop.
That is a great job by this defense, coming up big on 4th down. When it matters the most, you could tell they were dialed in. They knew they were going to throw the football. The defense was locked down the quarterback. Great job defending the pass, forcing the incompletion on 4th down.
Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. They didn't get much done the last time they had it, and to punt it away from deep in their own territory, hoping this drive will be... Oh, he's going to take a shot at the DB. And he's got it inside the 25. And he slipped through the crowd, and he'll house it. Touchdown, Penn State!
That is so hard to defend. QB wants to make a play from the pocket, but does a great job escaping to his left, eyes down the field. Palmer, he looked like a young, athletic Jesse Palmer, getting outside the pocket and throwing a dime.
I would have torn my ACL if I had tried to roll out to my left like that in my playing days, but how about this quarterback keeping his eyes downfield, never quitting on the play, and finding a viable option and delivering an accurate throw so that he could advance it after the catch and take it all the way into the end zone.
From inside the 10, here he comes. Couldn't find a way to create that broken field as he stopped at the 25. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. That 4th down gamble didn't pay off on the last drive, and it led to giving up a a scoring drive, David.
Yeah, and everybody wants to go for it on fourth down. Everybody wants that, but your defense sometimes has to bail out your decision-making. We decided to go for it. We didn't get it. And the defense, Jesse, didn't come up big and prove me right.
Yeah, not complimentary football, no doubt. But look, this offense has been in these situations before, so you got to come back out here, take the field. It's a fresh set of downs, brand new drive. Let's go out and execute with some points on the board.
Backed up now. Here's 2nd and long. After the incompletion, back to the passing game. Throws to the wideout. Complete on the comeback. And he gets it up to the 36. It'll be a first down. Passing game kept this drive moving. Let's see if they try it again. To the air on first down. Skips away from pressure. Trying to make magic on the scramble. This junior making his presence felt and making the stop after a short gain. All right, guys, let's think big picture for Oregon. You start the season top 25. Clearly expectations are flying your way, but with that might come some roadblocks.
Well, I think you got to take every week and every opponent one at a time. The number beside your name doesn't matter right now. The number matters late in the season. So you want to start the season fast. You want to be gelling on offense and on defense. I think that's the challenge early.
Absolutely. Figuring out who you are. Obviously some talented pieces, well thought of in the top 25, but a lot of season to go out and prove it. Day one, game one. Make that first impression.
Boy, is he close to that first down, maybe just a couple of inches short. They're in their own territory, but they only need a few inches, and this is why you square your prominent jawline and go straight ahead to get it. Drag down, but they'll move the sticks for a first down.
And it's a good choice because he gets it, but I think it's a good choice all the time. When you get towards midfield, got to be aggressive. It's about scoring points. 4th and inches, I can get inches. I've worked on this. I've practiced this. Nice job by the offense. I like the aggressiveness.
The give to the running back from the shotgun. They stop him behind the line of scrimmage. He ran through one guy, but not through the rest. And the Ducks have put themselves in dire straits after that last play. It's 2nd and a mile. Pressure coming. And not much going on downfield. You just get rid of it and live to play another down. This is the kind of game, a top 25 matchup in the early season that you look for when you're trying to build your resume.
Yeah, these are so fun because as a player you kind of get bored if you don't get challenged, but when you got an early season challenge like this, all the adrenaline, all the juice, Palmer, you're ready to rock and roll.
I love this. We've had this game circled for a long time because we learn a lot in these types of games. What are these teams about? Which conferences are better? You're going to get a lot of answers today.
On 4th down, they're taking to the air. Unloads to the wideout. It's caught downfield. So they gamble on 4th down in the first half, and man, does it pay off.
4th and long. I mean, what just 4th and short? Nowadays, man, so much aggression in college football. And how about right there? 4th down and long. No problem. I got this in the first half.
DB's locked up tight on the receivers. Wants to go up top on first down. Hit hard just as he released it on first down and just couldn't get it to the receiver. Well, they dial up on 2nd and a long way to go. After the incompletion, they go back up top. And he had it for a second, but it just dribbled out of his hands.
All right, you got to be careful here if you're the quarterback, right? Back-to-back incompletions. You've had a nice drive. You're still in field goal range, though. Think about this. You cannot take a sack. That has got to be what the play caller is reminding his quarterback about in the headsets right now. If it's not there, throw this thing away because we've got a chance to at least get 3 points here.
Third down, understanding exactly where the sticks are. You got to stop certain routes so they don't get to certain depths. Quarterback completes and gets another first down. Got to be a little bit more mindful of where those sticks are.
The Ducks have it with a 1st and 10. They're in the red zone, and they'll pass it. It's complete to the left. Couldn't quite nudge it in. Not sure you could get much closer, but it'll be 1st and goal.
And that's why, if you're the offensive coordinator, you've got to find as many ways as possible to get this guy going. Just get him the ball close to the line of scrimmage. Doesn't need to be a throw deep down the field. He's so dynamic when he has the ball in his hands. You saw it right there.
They'll send the back in motion. They'll run it on 1st and goal. That is a big win for this defense as they were right there as soon as he got the ball. We thought we might see some of this. They'll go to the Wildcat formation here. Direct snap. And he'll be stopped for no gain. Still sitting at the 3-yard line.
Man, and that's a frustrating play when you go in reverse near the goal line. Goal-to-go situations, Palmer. You got to get those positive yards. You can't go backwards if you're trying to get a touchdown.
You know, I'm trusting in my quarterback here to make the right decision. Looks like we're going to have to throw it, right? But if it's not open, just throw this thing away. You don't want to take a sack, lose extra yardage here. Just be smart with it.
And he rolls into the house. Touchdown, Oregon!
That was a great example of a running back toting the rock with conviction. There's not a lot of time to hesitate. If you see a split second, you see a hole, you've got to hit it right now. Nice job by the RB there.
And he did get that extra point through the slippery surface, no problem. We've played one, and we are right back where we started, all tied up after the first period as we take a look at the stats. We've got a good one going here and looking forward to keep those vibes rolling here in the second. And there will be no return on this one as the ball bounds into the end zone. So they'll go back to work after changing into the field. Wants to adjust the pattern. They'll start this drive going to the air. On the move to the right and looking for a big one. Let's take just a second and talk about Penn State. The portal can work wonders if you have specific holes to fill. Breathe a little new life and energy into the program. David, these guys went in there, got a nice little haul that really could set them up for success this season.
They did, and they didn't go bonkers and go crazy, Jesse. I like how they just saw a couple guys that they thought fit their system, fit their culture, and now they're bringing them in so they can rise the tide of this team.
Yeah, this feels like a curated roster, right? They only had a few holes that they had to fill up, but they went out, they put their effort into finding the right guy. They feel like they've upgraded their roster with just a few portal additions.
From the gun, he'll try to throw for it on third down. And that one's incomplete. They weren't just trying to move the chains. They were trying to move the scoreboard. Instead, it's fourth down. And the Nittany Lions will call on their punt team. This will be the second time they've had to kick it away. Makes the catch. Wants to make a move upfield. He was hoping for a little more running room, but they're able to get him down at the 45. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. How big is this drive? Scored a touchdown the last time they had it. Defense defense gets a stop, and now it's up to them in a tie game.
All right, so if you're the offensive coordinator here, let's dial it in. Who are your best matchups and best playmakers to take advantage of this golden opportunity?
Yeah, and I'm interested to see this defense, too. Like, the momentum is clearly not in your favor. How do you get it back? How do you make a big play? Do you be more aggressive here to try to get the football back to your offense?
Right back to the air on 2nd and 10. Rushes on him. Now he's going to send this one deep to the right. Got his man. The sophomore making a big play and hauling in that pass.
How about the job the offensive line does up front with pass protection? You see guys passing defenders off to one another, and they're giving up zero ground. That quarterback had all day to deliver a strike from right behind center.
Motion from the wide receiver. The give to the back. Not much room. A pickup of 2 down to the 28.
And that wasn't a big gain, but look at the offense. Right back on the ball, ready to call a play, ready to go fast.
Looking to fire. Fires toward the end zone. And it's incomplete after taking a shot on 2nd down. They're staring at 3rd.
Well, you knew you were going to see it in this game. Throwing the go route to one of the fastest players in all of college football. This receiver strikes fear in the heart of every defense because he's got elite track speed. He's going to blow the combine up in the 40-yard dash because of his wheels. Not able to connect with the quarterback on that one, but you know he has.
Lets it fly deep downfield. Touchdown, Ducks! Grabbed in the end zone to put 6 on the board.
Man, really nice job attacking the middle of the field. You see those safeties, man, I want to split them. He splits it right down the middle, throws that post right on the numbers, catches the ball in the end zone, touchdown.
No reason to risk trying to field that one as it skips through the end zone. It'll be a touchback. Going back to work on offense now. They find themselves trailing by a touchdown and a chance on this drive to even the score. They'll start this drive going to the air. Moves away as he feels pressure. Just couldn't find an open man. He'll get rid of it, and it'll be 2nd down.
The offense just has not been able to find a way to get their rhythm going here in the first half. We just haven't seen it in the passing game. That was a really good example of it again. If they're going to score more points in the second half, they've got to make some adjustments here at halftime.
You hear about shot plays all the time. Offensive coordinators love to take deep shots down the field. They plan them. They plan when they're going to do them, and I bet you we'll plan to see a few more throughout this game.
Come to the line, facing 3rd and long from the 25. Quick timeout by the defense there, trying to make sure everyone has the same call. Probably the toughest call on the play sheet. 3rd and long, ball's at the 25. From the gun, wants to pass. Working a little foot magic on the sidelines, and it'll be enough for the 1st down. The Nittany Lions will hustle to the line.
All right, defense, you got to turn the page. You just gave up an explosive play through the air, but here comes the offense going quickly. You got to get lined up now, get ready for another one.
He turns this into a nice gain and gets down The Nittany Lions are on the move.
This is what's so hard as a defense, trying to stop this dual-threat quarterback, because in the previous...
Fires one high and deep. And they weren't able to make the connection. They were looking for an explosive play.
Well, this defense was ready for go balls against this receiver and his speed. He's one of the fastest in the country. They knew this quarterback was going to try to take the top off the defense. That time they couldn't link up, but if you're on defense, just know they're going to try that play again.
Sends it back in motion. And back to the air on second down. Incomplete. And he threw that one up for grabs and into traffic. Fortunate to get it back.
Yeah, nice coverage, and you'd like to snag that interception, but there's always a reason why these thoroughbred athletes play defense. It's usually because of their lack of hands, like you just saw.
He's got an open man. How about the zip this junior put on that ball to pick up the first down? Looking downfield on first down. Fires to the wideout. Makes the grab along the sidelines, and they get enough for the first down. The Nittany Lions come to the line with a fresh set of downs. Now he's going to glide away from pressure. And a nice pickup on the run, and gets down to avoid contact. The offense knocking on the door. First and goal. Quarterback adjusting the pattern. Snapped it in the shotgun. Here's the heat. He's brought down at the 7-yard line, and they are threatening to take it in.
We've already seen it a couple times now. Like, he is more than willing and actually quick. He's quick to get those puppies moving and get out the pocket and go scramble and make a play. If this defense is paying attention, his feet is a big part of this game plan.
They're working that left side. And he'll take it in and house it. Touchdown, Nittany Lions! That drive was what every father wants his daughter's romances to be like. Slow, take your time, drain the clock, no hurry at all.
Sometimes love is a slow burn. And that's what we just saw in that last drive. I am so impressed with the execution, and I love their ability to run the football. These players, they're coached up. They're coming out here, and they are executing exactly how their coaches prepared them to do in this game.
He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. Let's see if they can get something going here late in the half. From the shotgun now, here's an inside give. The defense going to stop the clock with a timeout. They want to make sure they have everybody on the same page.
Great team defense on that run play. Everybody doing their job. People winning their one-on-ones, D linemen staying in their gaps, linebackers and DBs filling. You just can't do it better.
Second down, they'll go to the air. Flips it out to the back. Excellent job rallying to the ball, and they knock him down. The clock has reached the 2-minute mark, and they have a chance to at least cut into this lead before the break. They come to the line, facing third and long from the 25. D's showing blitz. They might be bluffing. On third down, he'll try to pick it up through the air. Got it in the middle. It's Wolf. Nice job to get it past the sticks and then get him down at the 35. They go to the ground. Got enough for the first first, and he's still going. And he's brought down after a nice gain.
Man, coaches talked about they want to get this running back involved early and often and create some momentum. And this is a great way to do it. Early in this football game, ripping off an explosive run, get the juices going, and I bet you he's going to get a few more touches today.
Here's the handoff. Breaks into the open. Just making a huge play, and he sets him up all the way down at the 14.
When you talk about creating big plays in the running game like this makes the game really easy. Actually, when you got a guy like this that you can hand it to with this much speed and elusiveness, just hard to bring down in the open field. What a big gain for the offense.
The Ducks pounded the rock to move the sticks. Now back to work. From the red zone, he's going to throw it. Pressure all over the quarterback, and down he goes at the 24. The defense burns their third and final timeout of the half. And the Ducks with a long way to go after the loss on the last play. Back to throw, time running short in the half. On the run, fires downfield. All kinds of room to throw that one in there. They'll get it down to the 10-yard line on that completion. IndyCar tempo as they head to the line for this third down play. Clock running. From the gun, wants to pass. Dances away. He'll throw it. Working that left side now. He'll be stopped short of the line to gain. Needed about 3 more on that one. They're throwing for it on 4th down. Going for 6. Touchdown, Oregon! Fit it in the window for the score.
Man, that was beautiful clock management. Great job by this offense, sustaining the drive, not getting too much in a panic, and finishing the drive with a touchdown with not a lot of time on the clock.
And the extra point is good, and the lead is 6. So here comes the kickoff after the touchdown, and the last thing you need right before the half is to give up a big return. Ball will be placed at the 40 after that kick out of bounds. One more play before the teams head to the locker rooms. Making side adjustments here. Looking to throw on 1st down. The sweet feet buy a little time. Got a 1st down. Big gainer there that'll look good in the stat column, but not quite enough to put any points on the board before time expires here in the 1st half. That's the end of the 2nd quarter. That means it's time to join Kevin in our halftime update. Kicker has everything lined up and about set to get this one underway. Here's the return from inside his 10. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. They'll start this drive with a pass. Throwing right. And he just flat dropped it. I think he wanted to run before he secured it.
Obviously, when you're playing in weather like this, the ball is very slippery and it's hard to catch. The QB threw a bullet that time, and his receiver just could not reel it in.
Under fire. Oh, it's picked off. That's not the start they hoped for. Trying to take it back. Running inside the 20.
Man, these defenders practice this all week long. It's locating the football with your eyes. Great job being in position, but also, how about getting your head around and locating the ball in the air so you can go up, pick it off, and the defense.
closer to pay dirt.
And I think this has probably been the most surprising thing of this game so far. This guy's one of the best running backs in the entire country. They just can't get him going. He's never been able to get into a rhythm. You got to give the defense so much credit because they have been able to shut this guy down. And they got to keep that up here in the second half.
The Nittany Lions in the hurry up. A first down run in the red zone. And he takes it in for the score. Touchdown, Penn State!
How about that drive they just put together to tie this football game up? That is exactly what we talked about in the half. Like, coaches circled them up. First drive, set the tone, tie this ball game up. That is great execution out of halftime.
Yeah, David, it looked like they really had a good plan, too. Obviously made some adjustments there at halftime, things that they would come out and try to attack this defense with, and it looks like they found something here, and that is a perfect way to start the second half. Now an opportunity here to take the lead.
The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. Last drive ended with an interception, and they can't afford to have that happen again. Someone not clear on the snap count. It'll be a false start, and they'll move it back. The officials offer the deal, and the coach accepts it. They will take the penalty. The snap sets up the throw. Takes a hit as he fires.
Yeah, I don't know if the quarterback got confused on first down. He might have thought the defense was going to be in man coverage that time, but they were in zone. They fooled him and just didn't seem like he had his eyes in the right place, was forcing that ball to his intended target. The window way too small. The guy was not open, so that didn't have that chance to be complete.
Not exactly the ideal situation for this offense. Third and long, backed up inside there. He's going to let one fly down the middle. Makes a grab down the middle. And he picks up a huge chunk of yards on that play before he's finally hauled down.
And that is a backbreaker if you're the defense, because you've done your job up to that point. You've set up the offense in third and very long. You know they're going to throw it. You cannot allow a guy to get open that deep down the field for an explosive play. Somebody's going to have to answer for that when they get to the sideline. Just didn't seem like the quarterback and his intended target were on the same page there.
2nd and 10. He'll throw again. He'll take a shot. Oh, he dropped it. That deep ball was right on the money. You just have to make that catch. They were really starting to put a drive together. And after a couple of incompletions, now they need a big play on 3rd and 10. Looking to throw again. He's not afraid to go deep. Touchdown, Ducks! And with that, they've got the lead here in the second half. Play the analytics here, and you go for 2.
One of the areas they really focused on with this receiver in the offseason was, we need you to make more plays for us in the end zone. And we're taking shots. We need you.
And it's picked off right at the goal line. Took that baby all the way to the house. A pick 2, as it were.
Great job on special teams. Getting penetration, getting the block. You've got the convoy. It's a scoop score, 2 points the other way.
And the ball will make it into the end zone. No return on that one for a touchback. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. Took the last drive in for a touchdown. They'll try to do it again on this one. Looking to throw on 1st down. Quarterback on the move, still looking. On the move, he fires. It's picked off. Don't see that very often from this Heisman Trophy candidate. And he's wrapped up after a solid return on the pick.
It's a good young lesson for all young receivers out there. Never jump up and down waving your hands trying to get the attention of the quarterback, because guess what? All you're doing instead is getting the attention of the defense. They're able to run over and get the INT.
Finds his back in the middle. Got some room, headed to the goal line. Touchdown, Oregon! Hauled that baby in and then strolled into the end zone for the score. This dude is revving his engine like that duck coming out on a motorcycle. He is putting up points and finding the promised land.
And it's nice to have a guy that can do that. Goodness gracious, they just keep finding at Oregon is trigger men, not only throw the football, but guys who can pick them up and put them down and make big plays.
He was looking for some running room, but not much to be found as he stopped at the 18. The Nittany Lions going back to work on offense now. They are trailing by 10 here, Jesse, but this is a type of team that seems comfortable in an offensive shootout.
You got to hold serve at this point, right? You got to drive the field, put some more points up on the board. Yeah, they just scored. You can answer that now and keep this thing close, David.
And I think you're used to that as offense. Like, football is so fast-paced now and you score so quickly, it's not that big of a deal to get down 10. You keep being aggressive.
Behind the chains now on 2nd and long. The offense changing the play. Motion from the wideout. They'll go back to the air on 2nd down. Unloads to the right. Picked off. What a play to set him up. Taking it the other way.
Well, coming out of the tunnel in the third quarter, this quarterback now is really struggling with his decision-making. 2 picks here in the third quarter. This looks like Jekyll and Hyde from what we saw in the first half.
Well, and the bad thing is they're going to be in passing situations. They're coming from behind. They're going to need him to play better. Like, he's going to have to read the field better and make some plays if they want to get back in this football game.
Well, on offense, no doubt, right? You've had success. You're throwing some tutties. Why not keep throwing it? They're going to keep being aggressive. You're going to have to do a better job, though, keeping this quarterback standing up.
Going to work on 2nd down in the red zone, and still some ground to cover to pick up that first down. Wants to go up top. Right on the money. Touchdown Ducks! And they take it in for 6 more points. This is like a baseball pitcher that can't miss. He is just pounding the strike zone.
Yeah, it just gets in the zone, right? When you can't miss, you've seen quarterbacks get like that no matter what they do. They're on fire. They're hitting the receivers. And listen, that's also on the defense. The defense has to do a better job making him feel uncomfortable, changing what they're doing in coverage so he's a little bit confused. You can't just let him pick you apart.
And he'll just take a knee, and this drive will start at the 25. Penn State sends the offense back onto the field. After giving up that score, now it's incumbent on this offense to kind of get a back and forth going, Jesse, in this game.
They got to put some points on the board here. There's obviously a lot of football to go, so it's not necessarily panic time just yet, but I'm getting the ball into the hands of my best playmakers on this drive.
I hear you, Jesse, but not panic time. Have you seen my defense? I mean, I'm not trusting them to get a lot of stops, so he puts a lot of pressure on this offense.
And the explosiveness, the big gainer gets it to the 49-yard line. And the Nittany Lions want to crank the tempo. He might want another play. Wants to throw on 1st down. Fires to the tight end. Stopped after a good pickup, and he'll be just a tad short of the 1st down. Really good concept there to get things going and use the tight end early.
Yeah, I mean, just such a great job on 1st down.
Turning it on! They finally get him on the ground, but he's got an explosive play for the 1st down.
I think you got to give the coaching staff a lot of credit, too. Even though this guy has thrown 2 interceptions, they're still calling plays and being aggressive in the passing game, letting him take shots, and now it's paying off.
The screen, he's got wheels. They've got it down to the 3-yard line. Really well done on that throw and catch. 2nd and goal for the offense. Just keep slinging it. Well, the quarterback can make a big play when he starts moving around. And he'll race it to the house. Touchdown, Nittany Lions! Great example of how a second half can really change everything for a team.
No doubt. First half looked bad. It looked like it was weak. It looked like it was ugly. But now you're starting to get it turned around. More drives like this is what's needed.
They'll line up to go for 2. Gets it out quickly. Into the end zone for the 2-point conversion, and they've got it down to single digits, a 9-point game. Now to make sure this kickoff team covers it well to not give back that last score. From inside his own 15, looking for room. Not a lot of space to be found. Good hustle by the coverage team, and they stop him at the 21. And Oregon has it back, and here comes the offense. They still have the lead, but they need to respond to that last score. From the gun, the running back has it. And this one will be stopped for no gain.
You gotta have that defense you know you can go to in running situations. Your base defense where you say, okay, this is where I'm going to start, and I'm going to stop the run, stuff it up front. My guys play big up front. Then if I need to add some blitzes to it later on down the road, I can. But great job in the base defense making a play.
To the air on 2nd down. Now improvising. Fires left. Can't make the connection, and the defense putting on the heat and forcing the incompletion. Now facing a 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. He lofts it high and deep down the left side. Makes the grab inside the 30. And he got away from the defense and takes it in. Touchdown, Oregon!
Play caller nowadays, man, I want more guys like this. Just versatility. You can see he can catch it out of the backfield like a wide receiver, or he can run it. Nice job catching the football with his hands, using his speed to do the rest and get into the end zone.
He wants to throw it. Floats it out in space. He gets into the end zone for the 2, and that is big. It's now a 3-possession game. Kickoff unit back to work, and they have been busy as they've built this sizable lead. And as the ball makes its way into the end zone, it'll be a touchback. They'll bring it out to the 25. The drive starts from their own 25-yard line. To the air on 1st down. A strike downfield. A huge play, and they get it all the way to the 45-yard line.
And it's frustrating as a defense when you give up that 1st down and you give up that pass play. But here we go with this offense. They're right back on the ball. You got to flush that. You got to get lined up, and you got to communicate.
Wants to go up top on 1st down. Found the spot in the defense. Touchdown, Penn State! He got loose, and it was lights out after that. Got to start cutting into this lead somewhere. Now the question
step one. You got to get that first score. You got to get back in the ball game and get some of that momentum back on your side. You still got more work to do, but step one accomplished.
They'll go to the air. They've got the two-point conversion, and now they trail by only 9. They wasted no time on that drive. Got it on their 25, and 2 plays later, they're in the end zone. And he takes this from inside the 5. He was hoping for something a little more dynamic, but they get him on the ground at the 20. They'll snap it from the 20 for the opening play of this drive. He wastes no time and comes out throwing. Makes the catch. It's Wolf. He'll work his way up to the 24-yard line before being shoved out of bounds.
Yeah, and you gotta love those matchups. When you get a running back matched up on somebody else, it's never going to be a cornerback. That's not going to happen. So finding a good matchup, getting that speed isolated, now I'm going to go attack and make some plays.
Back to pass on second down. Throws to the wideout. Finds a man on the right. That one could really put this drive into high gear as they have a first down at the 37.
That's a really nice looking throw. And when I think about the Ducks offense, I think about explosive plays, right? In the running game, but also in the passing game. I feel like if this team is going to win the conference, they need this guy here to be able to make throws like that on a consistent basis. But I'll tell you, he really gives them a chance. He makes this offense go.
These two quarterbacks have produced as we check out their numbers after 3. Not only is the scoreboard on their side, but so too is time as we open the 4th. They'll go back to work with a first down in the final period. They'll go with a direct snap. He's going to lose a yard on that one. Looks as if we have an injury on that last play, and we'll take a break to check him out. The Ducks trying to find their way forward after the big loss on the last play. Going to sling it on second down. Unloads to the wideout. Wide open downfield. They bring him down, but the big play will move the sticks.
Defense just hasn't had an answer for this guy. He has been on point. This is about as good as I've seen him play at the quarterback position. And here in the 4th quarter with a big lead, he's still taking shots.
Looking downfield on first down. This will be picked off, maybe just the turning point they needed. They'll stop him at the 37, and the defense comes up with a big pick.
Man, what a great break on the football. Nice job seeing it, squeezing. A lot of those defensive guys, man, they don't have great hands all the time, but you always remember your first interception. He'll always remember this moment.
And this will be incomplete. A big hit there forces second down.
And this is going to fall on the quarterback's shoulders here in the fourth quarter. You're trailing. It's a close game. You are going to have to complete some balls. You're going to have to make some big-time throws in small windows under duress if you're going to bring your team back and will them to victory. Incomplete there, obviously, but expect them to continue to throw it. This quarterback better dial in.
Right back up top on 2nd and 10. Fires to the wideout. Oh, he drops it right down the middle of the field, and he couldn't make the play. It'll be 3rd and long. From the gun, wants to pass. Scrambling away. Throws to the wideout. Another incompletion on 3rd down.
That's why it's so important for this defense to win 1st and 2nd down. You set up 3rd and longs like that. You can show your exotic looks. You can get the pass rush going. Everybody on the back end expecting throw. And that's how you force incompletions and force 4th downs.
Might be changing the route. On 4th down, they'll throw for it. Right down the middle. Big tight end makes the grab. It's a 1st down. Plenty of room on that play, and they find their way to the 36. The Nittany Lions headed quickly to the line.
And this defense has really done a good job containing this superstar quarterback. But now it's the big...
And here's the 3rd interception of the night. Got some room to run. He'll be stopped, but not before getting the football and picking up big yardage on the return. What a play there. The Ducks ready to go back to work on offense. That last drive was promising for a while, but you just can't miss. He tosses one high and deep down the left side. And they couldn't make the connection on the long shot. Plenty of work to do here on 2nd and long.
Defense has not had an answer for this guy today. Already over 150 yards receiving. That time, the ball falls incomplete. But we haven't seen that happen too often today.
And in this weather, man, you start to see more of this. You're trying to throw the ball harder to penetrate through the weather and get it to your target. But just catching a football that's a little bit slippery sometimes, you'll see some of those drops, and it's just part of the game.
Unloads to the wideout. How about a little rhythm that you can tap your toe to on that throw and catch for the 1st down? Boy, the defense really needed to get off the field there, and they just couldn't do it, and it's a fresh set of downs.
Man, that hurts. When you're trailing late in the ballgame, you need those stops, and you get them to 3rd down. You get into those critical points, now they get the 1st down. You don't have many left. You better get aggressive.
Got 3 on 1st down at 2nd and 7. On the ground, trying to pull the plug on this clock. He is going nowhere. Stop at the line of scrimmage.
It's going to be tough sledding for the offense here. They're trying to ice this game by running the football and bleeding the clock. They've got a pretty good lead here late in the game, but the defense knows the run's coming, right? So they're going to be loading the line of scrimmage, getting stops like what they just did. Be interesting to see what the offense does on this next one.
And this is going to be incomplete on 3rd.
Tell you what, I don't know if the offense was expecting man coverage that time. 3rd and long in field goal range, you're expecting it to be zone. Instead, they lock them up man-to-man, everybody on an island, everybody won. They get the incompletion, now setting up 4th.
On 4th down, he'll try to toss it. Hit as he throws. And this will fall incomplete, and they'll turn it over on downs.
I think that might be the very definition of just trying to rub salt in the wound, right? You got the lead, multiple possessions. You're looking really, really good. You're late in the ball game, and you go for it again. So you're just trying to, listen, it's their job to stop you. I like it. Offense, doing what they do. Forget you, defense. Get a stop. That's your job. And you did it.
Just gets rid of the football. Nobody to throw it to. It'll be second down. Couldn't make the connection last time. Let's see if they throw it again. Floating away. Fires on the move. By himself, he makes the grab. They mark him out of bounds at the 42, and they're on the move.
This defense better not blink. I know they've got a lead here in the fourth quarter, but just look at who they're going against. This quarterback is...
He lets one fly deep. Hits him in stride inside the 10. Touchdown, Nittany Lions. And they add 6 more to the board with that trip to the house.
That is such a great job by the offense, putting together a touchdown drive when they needed it most. Not a lot of time left to go, but if their defense can get them the ball back, they've got an opportunity to kick a field goal and walk out of here with the win.
It looked as if he got a hand on it before it traveled 10 yards, and that's going to be a penalty. This game is so close to being salted away if the offense can just run out the clock. Looking to throw on first down. That's reeled in. It's Wolf. They'll mark him out of bounds right at the 45-yard line.
This defense is going to have to be careful. Not only do they have to worry about this guy running the football, but they've got to keep their eye on him when he runs routes, too. He is a versatile back.
Now here on second down, see if they keep tossing it around. Fires to the right. Got him downfield.
When you're going to run a comeback route, you've got to sell like you're going deep, and that was a great job there by the receiver, really making that corner think he was running deep down the field. So he got the corner to turn his hips, turn his shoulders, and then the receiver was able to just pivot around and make it an easy passing catch.
Looking to throw on first down. Incomplete thanks to the great defensive pressure there that sort of threw them out of rhythm.
I don't know about the decision that time by the quarterback. He may have been expecting man coverage, but that time the defense was in zone, and they did a really nice job closing the window. The intended target was not open, and that's why that one fell incomplete.
Throws for the tight end. Got his man downfield. Makes the tackle right at the 21-yard line. Pickup of 10 on the play, and his offense is threatening with a first down. The Ducks are moving quickly down the field. Corners right up on that line of scrimmage. Two-minute timeout arrives, and this defense desperately needs to get the football back. Working well behind the sticks on second down. Back to pass. Fires to the wideout. Wideout trying to get it in.
And they've trusted him to throw the football all game. And I expect nothing to change whatsoever. They're going to put it on his back, or his arm, I guess you could say, and let him throw this team to victory. It's a close game, tight game. I'm rolling with my best player.
Direct snap. They'll knock him down for a loss of a couple. Quick timeout called by the defense, stopping the clock to save as much time as possible for their offense. They lost ground on first down, now second and goal from the 5. The run up the middle, looking for the score. He works his way all the way down to the 3, and the defense is reeling. Still some work to do here on third and goal from the 3. Powers forward. They will stop him
great job of contained by this defense. And in order to do that, the end man on the line of scrimmage defensively has got to be able to set the point and force the football back into traffic. And that's exactly what happened there.
An unforced error there. They don't get the snap off in time. That is a completely avoidable penalty. The quarterback just went into brain lock and lost track of the play clock. Here we go. What great shape they will be in if they can punch in a touchdown on 4th and goal. Some early movement along the offensive line, and they'll walk it back. Mental errors like that just kill drives. We'll see if they can overcome it. And the field goal unit stays put. They will try to deliver the haymaker and deck them with a touchdown on 4th and goal. But a little time, lets it go. It's dropped, and oh, what a tough way to end this drive. They spun that wheel of fortune on 4th down and come up bankrupt. He's trying to get them set quickly. They have to get the ball into field goal range. Blasted as he lets it go. Can't make the connection. The pressure there caused the missed timing.
And I'm so interested to see how this young man responds, man. Like, he has been really good all game long. Put up some big numbers, but now it's prime time. It's a big moment. Can he step up in this spotlight, make a big drive, make a big play for his team to maybe go win this football game?
Got to move quickly here. They need to get it to field goal range. Might be calling a hot route. On 3rd and long, he's going to have to throw for it. He wants a big play here late. Pass is incomplete. The clock is down to 9. Down a possession here in the 4th, and they'll need to convert on this 4th down. Desperate to convert, and he'll throw it. Using his feet to buy time. Here's a throw downfield late. They'll get him on the ground at the 46, and it'll be a 1st down. Not all close games are created equal, but this one, man, what a ride. A matchup between a couple of ranked teams, and certainly it was a memorable one.
No doubt about it. I think there were a lot of eyeballs watching this game, not just fans of these two teams, but people maybe outside of conference affiliation looking in because this is a ranked matchup. So when you get this win, this is huge in the eyes of the committee with respect to the college football playoff. This win just means more.
I was thinking the exact same thing. Like, for the college football playoff picture, how big is it to get a big win, a ranked win, who now you're probably going to be matched up head-to-head with who's better, who's going to make the playoff. Big feather in the cap, big day for them.
Thanks so much for spending some time with us. For David Pollack and Jesse Palmer, I'm Reese Davis, and this has been another presentation of EA Sports College Football.